when you talk about the statistics around children and their well-being, especially when it comes to single parent households versus multi-parent households, what studies have shown routinely is that single mother households or children that are raised in single mother households do worse across every metric that's important essentially across the board when it's a single mother household. Single father households are far more close or far closer in quality when it comes to two parent households. So single mother households, you have far more runaways, far more teen pregnancies, far more likely to be incarcerated, far more likely to fail out of school, far more likely to act out and be violent. So I mean, nobody wants to talk about this, but when you want to take a look at the history and the familial history of the past 24 school shooters, the vast majority of them are coming from single parent or single mother households. So this idea that, yeah, are women nurturers? Great. It's in their nature. Sure. But are they the leaders of the household and are they the one that mold children into upstanding citizens of society? No, I would say no. I would say it's the opposite. I would say that a child functions far worse without a man in the household. And a child would actually do better with a single father than he ever would do with a single mother.
Yeah, well, I learned something new. I did not know that fact. So I'm kind of digesting that. That's pretty mind-blowing. So, like, is this like more of like a meta-analysis that over all demographics, all cultures in contemporary society, like right now our kids are faring off better in single dad
Well,
versus single mom households?
no, what I'm saying is the studies are showing that two parent households are the ideal scenario.
Oh, I
But
see.
if there was a one parent household, single father households, the children are they fare far better than single mother households.
I wonder
Now,
why that is.
well, I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I think it comes down to women's ability to lead. I think it comes down to women's ability or lack of ability to be good leaders and lead with logic and teachings over emotions and feels. I don't think that women can teach men really anything. I especially don't think women can raise boys to be into good, virtuous, masculine men because women see things through a female lens, which is be nice to everybody, include everybody. You need to share all of your toys. Don't say mean things. You need to raise your hand when it's your turn to speak. We don't hit people, or we're not allowed to be aggressive. And it's like the school system. Like the modern school system is designed to it's designed for women. It's designed to turn men into modern drones that need to go and just ask permission to do things. And that's not how men are born, raised, have ever evolved. Men have always been the hunter gatherers and to go out and get shit done gender, or sex. I don't really like to talk about gender, but that's what it boils down to. Like men are generally the disciplinarian in families and homes, and women generally aren't. I mean, we've seen this in our own lives, and we've seen this even in our own research. The women that we bring on this podcast, for example, like the ones that have a strong father that raised them and brought them up from home and that cared about their well-being and was a virtuous masculine leader in the household, they tend to be off pretty well. The women that's like, I hate my father, or he was never around, or he was a POS, tend to be the ones that are the biggest train wrecks. So that's what modern feminism is trying to. If you want to talk about people that are driving men and women apart, it's feminism, like in a
Or it's
nutshell.
also a socio-economical thing because women make 83 cents on the dollar than a man makes.
It's
So
not true.
socio-economically, it is. If you can look it up.
No, that's
But
fake. Lauren, I'm really surprised that you would bring that up because that wage gap
but
is. I'm surprised that you
socio-economically,
would bring
men
that up.
do better in the workspace, so they actually can
Men
provide
generally
more to
make
a
more
child.
money.
Mhm.
Well, that's actually, but that's becoming far less. It's becoming less and less true. More
Yeah,
women are
decreasing a lot.
graduating with degrees. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
significantly, like overwhelmingly,
Mhm.
the people that are graduating with degrees and high level degrees are women. Like there are more women in
Yeah,
positions of power and
very
making more
true.
money than men than ever before. But like we
Very
know that
true.
wage gap stuff has been debunked. I mean, that's crazy. That stuff's not that 83 cents on the dollar stuff. Like that's based on one study that's been pushed that became common nomenclature. It doesn't account for women, like men taking more dangerous jobs. It doesn't account for women leaving the workforce due to pregnancy. It doesn't account for women being less assertive when it comes to asking for raises and promotion. I mean, there's a
Right.
ton of reasons why. And I know that's not what you're arguing,
That
but
makes sense. Yeah.
but even if that's the point, it's not even necessarily about resources. Because it's like, how were children well adjusted when, I mean, before, I guess I should go back. I think it makes sense, but that's even more the reason why we shouldn't be separating men and women, and we should keep fathers in the home. That's why I was curious to Mom, like your situation. It's like, are you planning on taking your daughter away from her dad and having her full time? Are you still planning to do some sort of co-parenting? Because that's how important I think it is for both a man and a woman, or the father and the mother, to be part of the household.
Yeah, I agree. I think my knee jerk reaction when in hurt and when I'm absorbed in feelings is always like, I miss my daughter. I just want to be around her. But when we get out of the heart, take the elevator up to the brain, logically, I know, and I've studied psychology to know how much of an impact having two parents that are well adapted and are whole and are trying the best they can by themselves. Like, children can just learn from both such different and such important things.
I agree with that. So let's get back to the question at hand. Your current relationship.
Yes.
This guy hung around for 4 years and finally popped the question, or what happened?
So, yeah, I mean, he was when you said there's not a lot of room for honest guys in the earlier, I think it was you. I'm gonna butcher your name too. Moff.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yep. That's
You
right.
said something about that. He stuck around for a while, and had to go through my phase of just fixing because I didn't want to look at my own stuff. It's so much easier to focus on someone else to fix. And I do feel like a lot of women that I know in my circle do tend to take on these savior roles. They get with men to try to change them. And that never ends out well. And so I went through those train wrecks, and it was right there. Like, it was right there in front of me. He was my best friend the whole time. He's been through all the colors of Maham and still chooses to stick around. And choice is a huge thing. That means the world.
So
And it
did you
just
always
died.
know he was into you? Did you always know he had a crush on you, or there's something that was a surprise to you, or what? Uh-oh. I think we lost her. I think she's frozen. Freeze frame that side profile.
Right. It's good for you.
All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the Courses tab. Newer to the channel? Hit subscribe.